Selon se karikai. In piso se waitais bila presin kretai. In pise e wanata atragata injais.
By the time we are done, you will have fed to excess.
Anims jai fragibans. Imbate sunjas. Puijan gardos wai parpana. Aglausai unsaf pama ubilin. Usatida sin. Fara alaim. Jaal in ima. Jahaban iten.
My power is greater than any of the fools that surround me.
Jinasiwe jaalaize nam nadize. Ustaupaim I sijai in alam is frumadine habans. Gamlid ist franjan kupainanan.
Not many people lock their allies in stasis for centuries.
Iswarim ja algamboze uspalib. Ni havashun isquis kaijukai wijans in haumanai. Ustaitnians anparana rahitis ni aino. Papanu gasavans lo anes pose ustauhana.
He must have been pretty powerful to tame such a wild animal.
Sway ayundaron. Ja iswis iskut ndem iswil imb. Paulos ja silbanas ja taimar paus aiklas John launekai in kudaitin.
Humiliation and torment are two of my favorite things.
Panzu aftra swesuman wiljin gangisans anabusin. My nama warpin painal ja an ifans iman lesis gab. Ponu in saka weson fram. Ipsik erbay kudana, jaus erbay rojandan, in bise wisdai.
I'm not familiar with In or Chabosh.
Siklaika, redaika ja, wajufna ja gatarhida. Mat insok ja, himan kudana, ja ayun pro kumana. Pai power juice, ja af apidun, pata ja sumgadras.
You have strange taste, my monstrous friend.
Insok ja, himan kundana da ayu pro. Und in amagas kapana, warpan himinam arbay bohavnona. Warpains brigan iswis buidan.
What are you moaning about now, monster?
Taupain aipain, karahita ba warp. Inay aftwan nida sik in varmarbali votos. Wire paba, fraujins in alama patay galakai, in alama amainai.
This creature could have been anybody, right?
Warstwe godzai akran, bayrawandans ja wanjantans in ufkunpa. May in andwarp fragiploy. Ni patay ufaro wisandan, sware kani dede. Pistana fotu peinana. Ja an hafjans, kap ima lesu. Ute pata, kibano ay alay swerana.
How did you discover this?
Ak usu tondin manan jay liugan kavodjandin. Swayway silbans in iswish, paman ik alkas jam, guidis in tis iswares.
Then you'd better get going.
Elion dandans atin se lapto, iswis dudalay lotais wahaisen. Pataya gila senaim, anabidu pi pugdu gas fantan.
If you're going to make me feel guilty, I'll do it.
Ni pate uvaro wisandan sware kanidede, akja swaluda is. Anso wilok bardos, Zogi inagangan gisat faur ises. Japay swepa perswip ingala banay gapwas dai.
Watch what you say, beast, or I'll bind you as well.
Japate anahandam puk ufaban. Ihaven ni gasta jais. Swayway silbans in iswish, paman ik alkas jam, guidis intis isvares. Ababarna habens, glaubena, ni in usakwai, usiterens apipao.
I know a way to shut this guy up.
Tupamay arbaida, ustaw jans biwurstan. Godais akran bayradans, jawan jandans, in pan guidis. Iswarim ja algamboze uspalib.
Did you really think he stood a chance against me?
In pamalhap fralet forte fuima, alizos gaskaftais. Jawais from Bama daga, I housted edam, ni vleladam. Anso wilok gardos, zogi inagangan gisat faur ises. Ja uste ans alfrast no job, diabulus afstop fara.
That's quite enough of you.
Ay gagay weirbapa fraujins ala petaik galakay in alama.
How was I supposed to know what would happen?
Jawarp, mi pane saiso, sum raitis. In piso se waitais bila presin kretai, in pise e wanata atragata injais.
Did Tulak Horde ever switch bodies when you were with him?
Paulos ja silbanas ja taimar paus, aikles jan launekai in kuda aitin. Warstwe godzai akran, pyrowanans ja wanjantans in ufkunpa.
I don't suppose you have any idea where to start.
Jawais from Bama daga, I housted edam, ni vleladam. Us miselaikum.
Enough, finally. A reprieve from that monster. Apprentice, I promise. Get me out this infernal body and I will give you power like you cannot imagine.
You've made that promise before, and look how it turned out.
I don't see what you have to complain about. I very nearly changed my mind about the ritual, you know. I genuinely like you, but it was that or death, and I don't like anyone that much.
Then you'll understand why I didn't go without a fight. It was that or death.
I trained you too well, I think. If I can't have out of this body, the least you can do is ensure that the monster is silenced for good.
I'll see what I can arrange.
You were always my favorite apprentice.
Daga ay wisandans ni namans for isis bi jandans amin. Say galut saida iswis us bandan ja atnam in puidangarja.
Lots of strangers enter that tomb, Khem. It's used to train acolytes.
Swayway silbans in iswish paman ik alkas jam guidis intis isvares. How saip say uren sa sayans du sayan fraua.
It's been hundreds of years, and no one's discovered his burial chambers.
Patay kuibanist, ni fragais fraujan, kupainana. Ustaupaim, I CJ in alam is frumadain habans. Ungas I've nono, jape sitlos fraudnos jus, jape raika jape.
How would you know that?
Usatida sin, fara alaim, jaal in ima, jahaban iten. In pamalhap fralet forte fuima, alizos gaskaf tais. Ababarna habens, glaubena, ni in usakwai, usiterens apipao.
I helped you defeat Veshik Urk. I'll help you find Tulak Horde's bones.
My tais is.
Entering Storehouse 0026. Antiquities, Tulak Horde era.
Patay kuibanist, ni fragais fraujan, kupainana. How saip, Sai uren sa sayans, du sayan fraua.
I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for this.
Wair paba, fraujins in alama patay galakai, in alama amainai.
Note to self. If my apprentice's Deshad fails to submit after the transfer, the bones of Tulak Horde could prove a useful bargaining chip.
Daupanais and Niman.
What are you waiting for? Take them and let's get out of here.
Afhinamnen. Ja uste ans alfrast no job. Diabulus afstop fara. Anso wilok bardos. Zogi inagangan gisar faur ises.
They're just bones.
Elion dandans atense lapto. Iswis dudalai lotais wahaisen. Anso wilok bardos. Zogi inagangan gisar faur ises.
I'm so sick of hearing about Tulak Horde.
Ustag nida pana eipa brigandan in puidangar. Afwadni.
Ah, that's better. I can think so much more clearly now. Thank you.
One more trick like this, and you'll be punished.
I promise I'll be a good girl from now on. This is my storehouse. You may have anything here you want. Now, let's go back to the ship, shall we? I don't know how long Khem will be weakened, and I have lots of reading to catch up on. Please order your monster to settle down. His raging makes it impossible to get any reading done.
In piso se waitai spila presin kretai. In pise e wanata atragata injais. Godais akran bayradans jawan jandans in pan guidis.
She went through all that trouble. It felt wrong to deny her the satisfaction.
I thank you for your indulgence. It's not easy to plant visions in a mind like that. I really am quite grateful. You've no idea how much easier it's been to think since the storehouse. And I have to say, I'm growing used to this body. It has its limitations, certainly, but such strength.
I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
And I appreciate your help, my lord. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get some research in while the monster's at bay.
How saip, sai uren sa sayans, du sayan fraua.
Well, don't lay it on so thick. It might go to my head.
Paulos ja silbanas ja taimar paus, aikles John, launekai in kuda aitin.
Yes, thank you, apprentice. This body has some remarkable abilities. I'm beginning to rather enjoy it.
Not in such a hurry to leave now, are you?
I miss some things, but there's something exhilarating about such raw, monstrous strength.
Jawais from Bama Daga, I housted them, ni vleladem. Patay kuibanist, ni fragais fraujan, kupainana. I gagay wair papa fraujins ala pataik galakai in alama.
If she can put visions in your mind, can't you see what she's thinking?
Daga ay wisandans ni namans for isis bi jandans amin. Ungas I've nono jape siglos fraudnos jus jape raika jape.
What do you suggest I do?
Ja uste ans alfrast no job. Diabulus afstop fara.
You would trust me to do that?
Elion dandans atense lapto. Iswis dudalai lotais wahaisen.
I thought he'd never relent. He's been unusually stubborn lately. I can barely get a word in edgewise.
He thinks you're plotting against him.
He's no fool. I'll give him credit for that. It's clear the two of us can't share this body for much longer. One of us must win, and I don't intend to lose. But I need your help.
What do you need me to do?
Nothing at the moment, but soon. I believe I can replicate Tulak Horde's ritual without the help of the artifact. It won't be an exact copy, and whoever gets cast out will die. When the time comes, I'll need you to convince Khem Val to go quietly.
And why exactly should I help you, and not him?
Because I can offer you knowledge and power. Khem Val is just a grunt.
Ababarna habens, glaubena, ni in usakwai, usiterens apipao. In pamalhap fralet forte fuima, alizos kaskaftais. Ustaupaim, I CJ in alam is frumadine habans. Hausaip, sai uren sa sayans, du sayan fraua.
I will do my best.
Swikun baba mip, Luceba osvil ans, gaswikon.
Relentless beast! Quickly, while I have the upper hand, I finished the work on my ritual. There's only one more piece required. Will you help?
You will owe me dearly for this.
We all have to make compromises. If I had it my way, I certainly wouldn't stay in this body. The ritual I propose requires one more thing. A Rakata box. A sort of mental prison employed by the ancient Rakatan Infinite Empire. One of these boxes has recently been discovered on Talos, of all places. It's being transported off the planet soon. We must recover it.
How you manage to keep abreast of galactic discoveries is beyond me.
Believe me, your friend Khem has made it a challenge. Hurry. We must intercept the box at the Talos space station. The ritual can't be performed without it. Excellent. This Rakata box is key to the ritual. Even one as force-resistant as Khem won't be able to resist the box's pull. He will be imprisoned, and I will finally have this wonderful body to myself. One more thing. Once the ritual has begun, I need you to give me as much of your power as you can, so I can resist the box's pull. Understood?
Won't any power I give to you also go to Khem?
Once the ritual starts, our spirits will be separate enough that it shouldn't matter, as long as I maintain control. Now, let's get started. Yes, it's working. The box is activating. I can feel its pull.
Uderskepiminon.
The monster is too strong. Quick, give me your power or I'll be pulled in.
Don't give up.
Yes! Out with you, monster!
Tagasar chais en parks prize war teren swase ik bus karadida.
I'm sorry, Khem, but Zash is so much more useful than you.
Thank you, my lord. I thought he'd never leave. Now, I believe this shipment also contains some very valuable items. This should suit you. The first of many. We will do great things together. I never thought I'd say this, but you have proven most remarkable. It would be a pleasure to serve you. At least until I manage to get into a Sith body again.
Then I hope that day never comes.
Let's not waste any time. There's knowledge to be had, power to be stolen.
So what's the story, Sith? Seems like you know all about me, and I don't know nothing about you. You always the squeaky clean, or you making up for something?
The Empire enslaved my family, but they decided I was special, and made me Sith.
Funny how those Sith work. I was an accountant on Moneyland when I decided I wanted a little more adventure. So I put a blaster to the head of the intergalactic banking clan and walked off with a few million credits. Been robbing and murdering ever since.
I don't for one moment believe you were an accountant.
Well, how's this for accounting? In 3 years, the Sky Princess took more cargo and harassed more Republic ships than half the Imperial fleet. I'm a liar and a thief and a murderer, but I'm good. You know, you got a pretty nice ship. It's no Sky Princess, but hey, what is? I had a ship like it once. No armor to speak of, but you don't need defense when you can maneuver like that.
You didn't seem to have a ship when I met you.
Yeah, got blown to pieces. But it was a thrill while it lasted. Nothing like playing chicken with a ship twice your size and then firing up his tail when he blinks. Sky Princess was great, but she couldn't do that.
Would you like to fly the ship?
How do you Sith say it? My lord, it would be an honor. You just tell me where you want to go. Hey, you got time to chat?
Sure. Did you have something in mind?
No, just wondering. Haven't been aboard too long. Like to know who I'm working with. Nothing touchy-feely, just enough to know you got my back.
I like two things. Ancient artifacts and getting my way. Remember that, and we'll be fine.
I'll try to remember. Just one more thing. You ever butt heads with the Republic, let me have a shot. I got a score to settle, and it'll be a long time before I call it even. You hear that, Sith? Nothing like it in the galaxy. The hum of an idling blaster. Potential energy right there. It's like waking up on your birthday wondering what you got. For a few minutes, it's anything. The whole galaxy, just waiting for you to pull the trigger.
You just be careful where you point that thing.
Haven't shot you yet, have I? Actually, I was wondering. These blasters are nice, but a pirate's only as good as his equipment. We don't got fancy force powers like you Sith.
If I see a good pair come my way, you'd be the first person I think of.
Thanks. Good to know you got my back. You know, I think I heard the ship's engine making a strange noise earlier. Mind if I check it out sometime?
Do you think it's a serious problem?
Won't know until I look. Probably just space dust. We gotta be sure. I'm no expert, but a buddy of mine back before the war taught me most of what I know. Carl Norn, best technician I knew. Worst card player. Could never see when the deck was stacked against him. And it always was.
You have quite the colorful group of friends.
Pirate business has all kinds of people. Made me first mate after the war. On a ship called the Bloodshot Ranker. I learned a lot before he gambled the ship away. But you're sick of hearing me jabber, huh? Engine's fixed. Looks like we took on some rock on one of our last jumps. Nothing big. Reminds me of the time I took the Sky Princess through an asteroid field. Ship mechanics were furious. Cleaned rock out of our engines for weeks. Had to replace one of the rears, it was so badly damaged.
You're lucky you made it out alive.
Mechanics couldn't take me. Or did you mean that asteroid field? Oh, that was nothing. When you got a fleet of Republic ships on your tail, you take whatever cover you can find. Rocks don't have cannons. Besides, what's life without a little risk, huh? That's why I became a pirate. The risk, the reward, the freedom.
Perhaps I should take up piracy then. The Sith have too many rules.
I think you'd be one of the best. Galaxy's only Sith pirate. So what does a Sith do for fun?
Oh, the usual. Lying, killing, manipulating. Sith is more of a lifestyle.
At least you have a sense of humor about it, huh? Hey, remember I was telling you about Carl Norn, great tech, bad card player? Got me into the pirate racket? Just got a call from him. He's in deep. The Hutt cartel on Nar Shaddah's got his number. He deserves what he gets, but he's done good by me. I promised I'd meet him on Nar Shaddaa and help him out.
I'd be happy to lend a hand if you need it.
I appreciate it, but it's nothing I need to drag you into. I'll try not to be long, huh?
So what happened with your friend Carl? Were you able to help him?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Carl's same as ever. Never got a hand he didn't want to play. His debts weren't anything a few well-placed blaster shots couldn't settle.
I wish I could have helped.
You're a pal, but it would have been a waste of your time. Thanks for letting me bail him out. What a day, huh? There's sometimes you just don't want to get out of bed without a couple of adrenals or a good stiff drink. And then there's times that are just all right.
Don't start getting cheerful, pirate. I need you grumpy and murderous.
Just give me a target. I'll hit it from 5 kilometers. I gotta come clean with you, Sith. I wasn't always the scoundrel you met on Tatooine. I used to run in the Republic military. Made captain before I wised up and deserted. Call it misspent youth.
Why are you telling me this now?
Carl sent me a message. I guess bailing him out got the Republic military's attention. Seems they've added treason to the charges of desertion and piracy. Guess they're not big on former officers traveling with a Sith. Anyway, if things get hot, I might need to hop off the radar for a while.
If things get hot, this ship is the safest place for you. The Republic military police are no match for me.
Thanks. Good to know you got my back. Need something?
Just checking in on my favorite pirate.
Hey, I'm flying with the craziest son of a hut in the galaxy. No complaints here. Hey, I gotta run.
Is the Republic onto you?
Don't got time for questions. Someone from my Republic days has popped up. Someone I thought was dead. If I don't jump on this tip now, he might disappear again. I'll fill you in later. Alright, I said I'd give you an explanation when I got back. Here it is. We were chasing down a free trader on a tip in neutral space when an Imperial fleet jumped on our position. Blasted us to pieces. Guy who gave us the tip, an SIS agent. That's spy to the Empire. Named Harmon Reich.
Why would a Republic agent tip off an Imperial fleet?
I hear lots of Republic boys are playing both sides. It's not just the Sith who have powers of persuasion. Could have just been bad intel, except Reich disappeared the same day. One of my old underworld contacts traced one of his safe houses, but Reich slipped away before I could get to him. I can understand not wanting to fight somebody else's war. I skipped out myself, but Reich owes me an explanation.
What if the explanation is that he betrayed you and your men and sent you to die?
He better have a good reason why. Hey, Sith, we make a pretty good team. I was thinking I might take off after I found Reich, but the old job just doesn't sound quite as appealing.
You've got all the freedom you need right here.
Maybe sometime I'll take you out into open space, show you the thrill of lying in wait for a big freighter and a big payoff. I may be out of the game, but my skills are sharper than ever. Hey, I got an idea. You ever fly to the middle of nothing, cut the engines, and just drift?
I'm always looking for an excuse to waste time.
You won't regret it, I promise. You ever find it funny how no matter where you are in the galaxy, it always looks like you're at the center of things?
I think it's beautiful.
It's freedom. It's endless possibilities, you know. Any direction you go. I guess it's that normally I start feeling strangled right now. You know, in a relationship. Like I gotta run away. This morning I woke up and thought, I'm out of here. And then I realized I didn't want to go.
If you leave me, I'll kill you.
Well, you'll have to catch me first. I've got him. Reich, the SIS agent who betrayed me. He's a dead man. My old girl Casey intercepted an encrypted message. He's moving on Trandosha, of all places, as we speak. I've got to fly or I'll lose him.
It's not as if I can stop you.
This is the last bit of business tying me to my Republic days. This is the last time I'll run, I promise. Reich's dead. Was dead before I got to him. Lucky jerk. Turns out I wasn't the only enemy he made selling secrets. Imperial intelligence sniper got him. Guess he was playing both sides.
I'm sorry you missed your chance at revenge.
I only wish I could have got an explanation. But I guess he was just rotten all around. I'm done running off. You and Casey are the only friends I got. And, well, you're the only one with a ship.
You're not so bad yourself.
I just point and shoot. But I'm happy to be along if you'll have me. Hey, Sith, you ever get scared?
Of course. A Sith's strength is emotion. I draw power from my own fear, and that of others.
Huh. I never would have expected it. Been a long time since I've been scared of anything. But when I was closing in on Reich, I thought, what if he gets away from me again? I'm glad that business is finally done with. Hey, can we talk? Don't tell anyone I said it, but you're alright. You know, I wasn't sure this whole thing was gonna work out, traveling with a Sith.
I guess I'll take that as a compliment.
That's how I mean it. I got your back. I don't know if we'll have kids or anything like that, but if we do, or you have apprentices or whatever, I want to be there to look after them.
I'd be honored.
I'm just saying, you're not getting rid of me easy.
I need to talk. I can't serve you if I can't trust you, if I can't believe in what you're working for.
What do you hope to accomplish by following me?
I believe you're trying to change the Empire from within, but I need to understand your vision. What kind of Empire do you see? You can't change the dark side. How do you propose to change an Empire rooted in it?
The Empire needs strong, rational leadership. A rational Empire is a peaceful one.
And you think you can provide that? I will not go against the Jedi teachings or my conscience, but I'll do what I can. I'm realizing there's a lot I don't understand about the Empire.
There's a lot I don't understand about the Empire.
It's hard to see good in an Empire that thinks of non-humans as nothing more than slaves.
The Empire is a meritocracy. Those that can rise to the top. The inferior fall behind.
It doesn't sound as if merit has anything to do with it. I just wonder. The original Sith weren't human. It's a contradiction.
Contrary to what the Jedi teach, the world is not all light and dark. There are many shades, and many contradictions.
I'm beginning to see that, but I'm not sure I like it. What was your master like? You had a master, right?
I did, until I trapped her in the body of the Deshard.
Ah, so that's who Zash is. The way she spoke of you, I suspected. She makes me uneasy. She speaks so kindly of you, but the look in her eye and that body... It's wrong.
The Deshard eats Force users, and now so does Zash.
How could you have done such a horrible thing to your own master? You know you have to free her someday. You can't leave her trapped in that monster no matter what she did.
You understand so little about how Sith work. If I free her, she will kill me.
I won't ever get used to the fear and suspicion among Sith. You claim to follow your passions, but what about friendship? The Jedi seek spiritual peace, and they watch out for each other. Master Ryan and Osera were more like parents to me than my own parents.
Yet you disobeyed them to follow me.
Every Jedi must find her own path. Mine was with you. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to start an argument. I'm still trying to figure things out. My lord, I'm sorry I was so harsh about the Empire earlier. There's just a lot I'm still trying to process.
Let me know if I can do anything to make the adjustment easier.
I know Jedi are supposed to be patient, but it's never been my strength. How would you feel if suddenly you had a Jedi Master and were serving the Republic?
Sick to my stomach.
Don't be flippant. I promise I won't let my misgivings interfere with our work. I changed my mind. I have nothing to say to you.
I don't understand. I haven't done anything.
No, you didn't do anything, but you're Sith. Just released on the HoloNet. Sith in the Corellian system killed a group of free traders for failing to give them free passage to the Outer Rim. They murdered them.
I'm sorry, but you can't hold me responsible for the actions of every Sith.
What's the Empire gonna do about it? You know the answer as well as I do. Nothing. If there's gonna be any kind of peace agreement, the Empire has to stop this.
For too long, the Sith have been regarded as kings among animals, untouchable tyrants. It will take a lot of work to change that perception.
I didn't come along because I expected things to be easy. I'm sorry. I'll try to be more patient. I know Andronikos is rather attached to the ship, but I was wondering if I could fly it now and then. Master Ryan said I showed exceptional aptitude at flying in simulation training, but I've never been able to pilot the real thing.
You'd have to get Andronikos to agree, but I have no problem with it.
I'll be very careful, I promise. My lord, I've been studying the Sith code lately, and I'm wondering what you think of the line, "Peace is a lie." There doesn't seem to be a lot of room for interpretation, but I know you are an ardent proponent of peace.
We Sith aren't very good with rules, even our own.
The Jedi Code is the core of our philosophy. We learn it by heart, and it's the foundation of everything we do. But I guess it's different for the Sith. The Sith Code is more a description than a guide.
A Sith is the ultimate individual. There are as many different Sith philosophies as there are Sith.
What about the Emperor? And the Dark Council? I thought they governed the Sith.
The Emperor has not been heard from in a long time.
It can't go on like that, you know. How can there be peace with the Sith Empire when every Sith does their own thing? This task we've taken gets more difficult every day. My lord, I must ask a favor of you. Our mission. We cannot hope to accomplish it without help.
I'm afraid we won't get much support from the Sith.
Not the Sith. The Jedi. Yes, I know. There are Jedi who would help us. Who would see that a strong, rational empire is the only path to peace.
Clearly, you have a particular Jedi in mind.
Master Simon Walls is known by many as a wise, open-minded Jedi. He brought the Sith Lord Khem Val to the light and oversaw his initiation into the Jedi. He has retired in seclusion to Alderaan for personal study and meditation, but young Jedi still make pilgrimages to him. I would like to make a pilgrimage, and if possible, get his support.
I welcome any support we can get.
I'll return quickly, I promise. I can't believe him! I'm not a Jedi. He says I'm not a Jedi?
Well, you're quick to anger, stubborn, and you left your training to follow a Sith. I'm not so sure you are a Jedi.
Shut up. I'm not a Sith. I came to him for help, and he turned me away. It's not fair. I was the best Padawan Masters Ryan and Osera ever trained. I am a Jedi.
Don't let the words of a fool bother you.
You're right. I need to calm down. He's just too narrow-minded to see. The return of the Sith in this war has changed things. Sometimes compromise is necessary. Yes, I don't care what Master Simon said. Thank you, my lord, for helping me talk through this. If you hadn't become Sith, what did you want to be?
I would have settled for not a slave.
Yeah. I guess I would have felt the same in your shoes. I've been thinking about this lately. I was trained to be a Jedi practically from birth. I wonder if it was the right thing. I never really got the chance to choose.
You can do whatever you want now.
I guess I'm still trying to figure out what I want. My lord, I know I'm not officially your apprentice, but I wanted to thank you. I know we've not always seen eye to eye, but I've learned so much from you and your example. I never would have believed a Sith could follow the light. Until I met you.
A Sith gets a reputation for being good. She loses all respect.
Don't worry. I can keep a secret. I feel more at one with the Force than I've ever felt. I have peace like the Jedi speak of, and freedom like the Sith. So, thank you. My lord, I'm glad you're here. I wanted to read you this letter I received. I've been writing to my parents. I haven't seen them since I was little. Dear Ashara, we're glad to hear you're happy and well. We're very proud that you've become a Jedi. Ashara is nearly 16 and plans to join Republic Special Forces. Love, Mom and Dad. I haven't gotten around to telling them that I'm working with a Sith. I'm not sure they'd understand.
You're not going to ask me to meet them, are you?
No. I was just curious about them. I don't really remember them. I don't think we'll start spending holidays together or anything. I've been thinking more about what Master Simon said, and I think he was wrong.
That makes two of us.
He believed we were wrong and that you were leading me astray, but he did nothing.
You mean, You think he should have attacked you?
That's exactly what I mean. The Jedi's refusal to do what's necessary to fight. It makes them weak. The Jedi will never beat the Empire if they won't take the offensive. And they'll never win peace either if the Empire can't respect them. Peace is a noble goal, but it's not a means to an end.
You are becoming a very good little Sith.
I am not Sith, but I'm not sure I'm Jedi anymore. A war rages and Master Simon meditates in his clearing. Personal peace is one thing, but apathy, inaction, these things are unacceptable. I have a question for you, but you must promise not to mock me.
I can make no such promise.
I've never actually played Sabacc, or Pazak, or any of those kinds of games. I was wondering if you'd teach me.
It would be my pleasure.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun. I can't believe I've never played those games before. My lord, I have incredible news. A group of Jedi have split from the Jedi Order. This is the perfect opportunity for us to win allies.
Divide and conquer. I like it.
Yes, I guess you could put it that way. Now, these guys aren't like Master Simon, but I think that actually gives us a chance. They're hardliners, very anti-Sith, but their argument with the Jedi is over methods, not aims. Unlike Master Simon, they say they are willing to do whatever is necessary.
I'm still not keen on the idea of begging for support from people who want me dead.
The main Jedi Council will never deal with the Sith unless he turns to the light. A splinter group is exactly what we need. I'm going to meet with them. I promise I won't be long. My lord, thank you. We have new allies in the Rogue Jedi, but I couldn't have done it without your training.
I'm not sure how I helped, but I'm glad I did.
They were skeptical at first. Like Master Simon, they would not accept me as a Jedi. But this time I knew what to say. You helped me understand. Sith and Jedi is an arbitrary divide. I don't know what I am, and I don't care. I told them the Jedi need to be willing to do whatever it takes, even ally with a Sith to bring peace to the galaxy.
You've learned a lot, apprentice.
Not all the Jedi were won over, of course. Their leader, Master Quintus, said that he would be unwise to turn his back on such conviction and determination. Thank you for letting me meet with them, my lord. Do you ever think maybe we're on the wrong side, doing the wrong thing?
I don't think there is a right or wrong side.
I think I understand. The galaxy is an intricate place. You think you're doing the right thing, but then it has consequences you never imagined. People do the right things for the wrong motives and the wrong things for the right motives all the time. I just wish I could make sense of it. I've been thinking about the future lately. About us, and about the Empire. It's clear the Empire won't change overnight. I've accepted that. But what about when we're dead?
That's a long ways off.
If you would allow it, I would be honored to pass on your legacy to your followers and your children, and to teach them what I know of the Jedi as well.
That would be excellent.
Even if we can't change the Empire now, the next generations will learn from your teachings and follow them.
I just wanted to thank you again for having me along. I'm honored to work with someone of your expertise. The archaeological pursuits of the Sith and Empire have been separate for too long. It is our common history. We have a shared duty to unearth it.
Sith rarely seek knowledge for its own sake. Your purity is refreshing.
I wouldn't consider myself purer than anyone else in my line of work. I'm honored to do what I do. From the depths of the ground, history calls us to save it from obscurity. I do my best to answer that call. I can tell you do the same. You remind me of my old mentor, Orsilio Gan.
He was the one who discovered something about Naga Sadow's secret apprentice?
Advanced archaeology 100 years. No detail ever escaped him. But what am I doing talking when there's work to be done? As we say in the service, the dead aren't getting any younger. So, explain this to me. The tomb of Naga Sadao on Korriban was built by Tulak Horde before Naga Sadao was even born? And that's where you found the Deshard Shadow Killer? And when your master tried to steal your body, you used the artifacts of Tulak Horde to put her being into this Deshard?
You forgot the part where I received aid from my long-dead ancestor, who was murdered by Tulak Horde.
Xalek. He was one of the most powerful Sith Lords of his time. Perhaps the most powerful. Oddly pro-alien. To think how the Empire might have been different if he had killed Tulak Horde and not the other way around. Darth Zash and I have been talking. Well, when she's around. I would love to speak more with Khem Val, but I don't think he likes me.
Being locked in stasis for hundreds of years was hard on him.
Do you know I never thought of it that way? Yes, I'm sure that's it. Perhaps I could give him a few social pointers.
I'm sure he'd appreciate that.
Excellent. I will speak with him at the next opportunity. I understand you inherited quite the archive from Zash. I would love to see it sometime.
I would love to show it to you.
Excellent. The quest for knowledge is eternal. If you don't mind my asking, how is it you became Sith, my lord? The process is completely foreign to me. I had a brother who was Force-sensitive. Darth Mar came and took him to Korriban, but we didn't hear from him again after that. Ungrateful little rat thinks he's too good for us now, my father said. But really, I think he just missed him.
If I ever run into your brother, I'll let you know.
Oh, it's all right. We didn't really get along anyway. He was always faster and stronger, and he usually had a stick in his hand. Father always wanted one son in the Sith and one in the military. Admittedly, the Imperial Reclamation Service wasn't his first choice, but after all the cursing stopped, I think he warmed up to the idea.
What did your father have against the Imperial Reclamation Service?
The Drelliks are a proud family line, and my father is simply the proudest of the lot. The Imperial Reclamation Service shores up the Empire's foundations against the flood of forgetfulness and misinformation that threatens our history. I'd like to see a fighter pilot establish the lineage of a 3,000-year-old Sith Lord with nothing but rocks and a dead language.
I have always believed that knowledge will ultimately win out over the lightsaber and the blaster.
Thank you, my lord. It is my honor to serve. You'll never believe what I found. I thought I'd left this behind planets ago.
The anticipation is killing me.
This is the tooth of a 4,000-year-old proto-rancor. But look, see this? It's some kind of metal. Not cortosis, but very similar. This rancor was tamed. It was my very first discovery. I carry it with me everywhere for luck. I thought I'd lost it when I fell into an old tomb a couple of digs ago. It turned out it was caught in the lining of my pocket.
On Korriban, I pulled an artifact from an ancient holocron that was supposed to be unopenable.
You mean from the pyramid and the tomb of Marka Ragnos? How did you do it? With a sonic excavator, or some device of your own?
It was painfully obvious, really. I used lightning.
You know, there's a theory in the archaeological world that certain ancient devices, holocrons especially, have resonances. It's something to do with the Force. Just as only Sith can activate holocrons, some ancient devices can only be activated by certain Sith bloodlines. Well, most archaeologists reject it as unscientific. But there's so much about the galaxy we don't understand. Who am I to say what's scientific?
Have you worked with many Sith in the past?
Never closely. Usually in a for-hire arrangement. The Imperial Reclamation Service may be part of the army, but we get much less funding than our more martial comrades-in-arms. But if you'll excuse me, I have some new findings to analyze. My lord, remember I told you about my mentor, Orsilio Gan? He took me under his wing after I discovered the domesticated Rancor tooth. I was polishing the Rancor tooth and placing it among my things when I noticed a medallion he gave me last time we met. I decided to call him, but none of his frequencies work anymore.
When was the last time you spoke to him?
It was before I went to Hoth. We met at a cantina on Nar Shaddaa for a little light archaeological talk. He said he was on his way to Malachor III. That's when he gave me the medallion. It's the last I saw of him.
What was this medallion he gave you?
Oh, it was just a knockoff. He said some Hutt tried to pass it off as the real thing. It was quite canny, though. I just thought he'd had too much to drink. He did love to imbibe.
Does the medallion have anything written on it?
No, just old runes. Most of it nonsense. I'm sure it's nothing. You can't keep an Imperial Reclamation Service man down. I guess I'll keep an ear and an eye out. I'll let you know if I discover anything. My lord, I've solved it. I've figured it out. I don't understand how I could have missed it. The outer layer of the medallion responds to heat. It melted away and revealed this. It's a heat-resistant casing, with a data chip inside.
Applying heat to an object like that? You could have destroyed it.
Unofficial motto of the Imperial Reclamation Service. When all else fails, try a blowtorch. Actually, that would be disastrous. I did a chemical sampling first. I suspected the medallion was not uniform all the way through. I was right.
What did you discover?
The chip said he was looking for the tomb of Via Santinus. He said he was going to Malachor III, but everyone knows the tomb is on Alderaan. I believe Orsilio Gan went to Alderaan. I'm going to find him.
Did you have any luck finding your mentor?
No, my lord. I'm afraid the trip was all for nothing. Orsilio Gan was already gone, and nobody could tell me where. He was definitely in the tomb of Via Santinus. His workmanship was all over the site. But he left no clue that I could find.
I'm sure he'll turn up somewhere.
Don't you worry. I've not given up hope. Detective work such as this isn't much different from archaeology, after all. It's all about observation and deduction, and Orsilio Gan taught me well. Oh, I almost forgot. I found this in the tomb of Via Santinus. I thought you might find it handy.
I do love presents.
Via Santinus was a meticulous record keeper. These are the genealogies of all the great Sith Lords of his day. Look, here is your ancestor, Lord Xalek. Bloodlines are very important in the Empire, my lord. Not to mention the historical value.
My lord, I think we make an excellent team. Truly, destiny herself has conspired to bring us together.
Your help has been extremely valuable.
Oh, thank you, my lord. I've learned so much at your side. My archaeologist's instincts are honed to a razor's edge, or a pick's point, as the case may be. Cruel nemesis, torment me no further. I surrender. I'm not worthy of finding Orsilio Gan. He was depending on me, and I failed.
Don't give up so easily. We can crack this.
My lord, I would welcome your expertise.
I've tried everything. I've even gone back to the medallion to see if my mentor left me any other clue.
If the Imperial Reclamation Service knew how many codes I violated trying to decipher this medallion, they'd have me stripped of my rank.
Don't worry, I won't report you.
Thank you, my lord. I suppose I will just have to let it rest. Perhaps when my mind is fresh, I can evaluate the situation from a new angle. Wait, why didn't I see this before? The medallion came with a chain. It wasn't the original, so I thought it wasn't important. How wrong I was.
Best of luck finding your mentor.
Thank you, my lord. If you'll excuse me, I must examine the chain more closely. I'm confident it's the key to finding him.
My lord, I've solved it. The chain in the medallion contained a hollow frequency. I wanted you here when I called it.
Don't waste any time. Call.
Oh, it seems too good to be true. I must rely on your judgment that it's not a trick.
Talos, my student. If you are receiving this message, then you have understood the riddle I gave you. I've gone to the tomb of Via Santinus' unnamed apprentice on Aduba 6. I don't understand why, but both Sith and Jedi are after this tomb and its secrets. It's the duty of the Imperial Reclamation Service to preserve this history. If I do not return, come find me and finish my work.
Orsilio Gan is in trouble. He needs me. I must find him.
You really care about him, don't you?
I suppose he was like a father to me. Well, not my father, but other people's fathers. Or an uncle. An older, smiling uncle who brings treats. I can think of no more fitting place to die than a tomb, but I will do my best to return safely. My lord, I return, but Orsilio Gan does not. He's dead.
It pains me terribly to hear it.
He was pursued by both Jedi and Sith. He managed to use the tomb's traps against them, but in the process he imprisoned himself. His discoveries are amazing. They will make a wonderful paper. But I can't help but wonder if it was worth dying for.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I don't know. I suppose you're right. It's silly of me to doubt. And to think I was considering tendering my resignation? Oh, what would Orsilio Gan think if he could see me now? I must continue his work. Thank you for restoring my faith, my lord.
I'm happy to see you're so pleased.
The historical mind is ever curious and never sated. My lord, I just wanted to thank you again. The wonders I have seen working by your side are more than I could have ever hoped. Truly, you are a paragon among Sith and the Empire.
Thank you for your kind words.
It's gone out of practice, but there's evidence that certain non-Force users used to pledge themselves as loyal vassals to true Sith. These vassals and their families were bound to the Sith and their family for generations. Will you accept my pledge to you and your heirs?
I couldn't possibly ask that of you.
Your humility is one of your most admirable traits, but this is not the place for it. It's an honor to serve you.
Lord, I look forward to training with you.
If you pull anything on my watch, like you did against Harkon, I will shoot you out an airlock.
Yes, Lord.
At least we understand each other.
Command me, and I will strike, my lord. Lord, you are a great warrior.
That's why you called me here?
Yes, Lord. How can I serve you?
What happened to the firebrand who murdered his fellow acolytes?
That was war. Say the word, and I will kill a god.
You and I are going to have a lot of fun.
Yes, Lord. Lord, I want to continue my training.
Did you have something in mind?
The greatest of the Kalish become gods when they die. To do great things, I must learn.
Can non-Kalish become gods too?
The Sith are like gods who have not died. Now, let us train. Thank you, Master. Lord, how can I serve you?
Well, I do have a lot of pesky rivals.
Yes, Lord. Your rival is dead. The fight was glorious. He carried this. I brought it as proof of his demise.
Keep it. I require no proof.
Thank you, Lord. Lord, if I have served you well, let me ask a favor.
Anything you want.
My father lies dying on Ilum. He will die before I get there. It is my duty to bury him. Without proper burial, he cannot ascend to godhood.
Let me guess. You want me to come with you?
No. This is for me to do. My father cannot wait long. My duty is my honor. My father is gone. He was the last of my family. I follow you now.
I hope your father's burial went well.
It is done. My lord, you are as a living god. I would serve you to death. I would call you mother. I would guard your legacy.
That would be an honor.
Thank you, Lord.